tourists in Curacao influence the people too much. We need more Black Americans tourists coming travel to the Caribbean, because those people, they are going to Europe to see Europe, but sometimes I'm disappointed from the Black people in the United States. They are supporting, they still supporting the white folks, and I don't understand why they don't support or his own people enough. That's why I try now, but I think more I got now 3 months for starting have a campaign to Black American to come to the Caribbean, and when they come to the Caribbean, they must go to the Black people business. You know, that's
My-
why I want to start a dive shop for Black people, because only what you see in Curacao, we got like on the 20 dive shops, and 5 of the dive shops are owned by Curacao people, and they suspect they wait for European people to come to dive with them. But you have a Black Dive Association in the United States. Those people, they went to Curacao twice, but we need to do exchanges. We must support each other, and then those people is going to be more proud than they see our thing. We must talk about our thing, our people, and race first.
no,
We must put on attention about that.
um, one thing I'd like to say is even I was just texting a lot of leadership in Africa that comes to America. Black people from Africa that should know better. They're not supporting the Caribbean. Igbo people, they're not supporting the Caribbean. They're talking about uh, they're very brainwashed, talking about Donald Trump, and basically they ignore the whole diaspora and trying to organize themselves. So it's not really. I wouldn't blame Black America for. I think that everybody has to share responsibility. Even the Caribbean, we don't have any agreed Caribbean headquarters. So I said Curacao should be a headquarters for the Spanish Caribbean, Haiti, and for the Eastern Caribbean we have Grenada and the OECS. So that's 3 headquarters now that we have with a UNIA Curacao. We have Grenada, we have Haiti. So we can, if there's projects all over South America and Caribbean. So we start generating income and having our documents in order. We can recruit people and travel. Um, I promise that I'm going to have the people from Africa that are living in the USA, the immigrants, to support the putting out the message and buying shares. And one of the key things that we're doing here in Florida, we have a sister who's doing the stock market. She's in a black group of stock marketers. I think some people are from Trinidad, some in Jamaica, some travel to Africa. They travel globally, so it's a very disciplined group where we're going to have money to travel. Before, people when they have a lot of people here, even millionaires, are check to check. They don't have $600 laying around to spend, or so we're gonna find ways to get people money so they can spend on travel and agriculture and things like that. But uh,
But I got
yeah,
to connection with the Igbo man. He want to travel to Curacao for staying. In 2 years, he gonna put on a chicken farm. I'm busy with him. He is very glad to come to Curacao. He went a couple of times already, and he gonna move with the family to Curacao. It's very for them. It's very good news. But the people who is from Africa living in Curacao, I put last. I had in January was 21 was a African culture day.
Mhm.
I put something the thinking, because they say like the evil people in Curacao, they are like 10, and they say, no, we don't want to talk about Africa, we want to talk about evil, because Africa is big, and when we talk about Africa, people are thinking it's just a country, things like that. But I
No.
think we must unite it. We must
The,
be
E- the
Africa first. And then when all African people come together, then you're gonna say, I'm gonna put something special for the Igbo of Yoruba of other
No, no,
tribes. You know?
'cause for comparison, I think Curacao is 100,000 people. Is
Under 50,000 people.
50,000?
Under 50,000.
150,000. Igbo is 50 million people at least. Yoruba is 50 million.
Yes,
There's all these groups are to say they're like the majority groups in Africa. So even Nigeria is 200 something million people. All these people are in West Africa. So uniting Africa, you have the Nigeria, you have the Sahel Alliance. That's like 400 million people. So they to say
that's
that
right.
a lot of them are brainwashed and to be frankly crazy. Talking about they want to talk about Africa. It's only talking about two countries. You have like half of Africa. So to say they don't want to, they talk about political parties. They're just like 100 different political parties. They talk about the Trump. They talk about the religion. But a lot of people are brainwashed. So if they're not in the UNIA, if they're not sitting down and reading about black people, a lot of them are brainwashed. So sometimes you can't get past political
But
idea. You can't get past. You have to
the
deal with the
group,
UNIA.
but the group of Division 100, we are moving on to the UNIA Division 100.
Hmm.
They start to move. We are a little bit organized, but there's people they wanna do something. They wanna do business together. They wanna put. We have I think one of the days we're gonna have a meeting, so we can plan what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
So we are moving on so not so fast that I want, but we are moving.
I don't know if Brother Ross Kimian can speak on anything that's been said because I know he has connections to the Eastern Caribbean and to the Caribbean in general, agriculture. And no, I'm just hosting. I don't know a lot about agriculture, but everything sounds like it should be promoted at the higher level of Africa, and we're working on it. So I don't know, Ross Kimian, are you available? He's in Savannah. I don't know if he's available. He might have stepped away, but he's in Savannah near me, 2 hours away from me. They used to have a UNIA Savannah, but they're now the Ethiopian World Federation, and they have connection to North Carolina. But one of my next steps would be to start bringing the people from Igbo land, who they've been having their own. They're in the news. Nigeria's in the news talking about uh, violence and against religions. But really, they're trying to stop the UNIA and the Nigeria from discussing uniting with other countries. They're saying the USA should control the Sahel Alliance security and the Nigeria security separately. But with the UNIA, the idea is let's bring everyone together and have a federation, United States of Africa. So they're scared of the UNIA, but we're in position. There's black people in government, there's black people citizens. So we're working. This is what the call is about: getting people on the right track. But that the next step for me would be, the stock market. Talk to the sisters in Jacksonville and just get everything together. But I don't know if anybody has more to say. Um, but I'm available to host the call as long as people need to say something.
One thing I can say in Curacao, we got two museums about the heritage of Africa. We have two museums. We got a big shop who sell everything from Africa, coconut, clothes, shoes, dresses, bags, everything. And we got they sell African food, fufu. They got a restaurant who sell soul food, African food, things like that. So the business for Africa heritage, they are moving on Curacao, but not so big, so much. But we got a good base.
Okay, and to reiterate, Curacao, Haiti, and we have the Eastern Caribbean um, states. Well, to just even to break it down for the audience, you have the Eastern Caribbean states, OECS. That's about 1 million people, over 1 million people. You have Barbados, black people. You have Bahamas, black people. You have Trinidad, people who identify as black. Maybe Barbados, Bahamas, Trinidad, that Eastern Caribbean. That's maybe 1 million people, black people. So it might be 2 million black people in the Eastern Caribbean. Then even Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba. They have the Spanish Caribbean connection. Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador. The same flag. You have Curacao right next door. So Mexico, Colombia, Panama. It could be it might be 50 million, 60 million, at least 40 million black people connected to the old Spanish, Caribbean, and they speak Spanish. They could do agriculture, security, military, everything that the UNIA is talking about. But a lot of it might be in Spanish speaking, just to get the message across. Even a lot of Haitians I meet, they speak Spanish, even though people don't want to talk about it because obviously, the USA is scared of black people in the Caribbean owning their own stuff. So yeah, Venezuela. Curacao makes sense because there might be 50 million black people who speak Spanish, including Curacao. We could write papers and organize better that way. Language is a barrier, but that could cut across the barrier. So Haiti, Venezuela. Um, I'm sorry, the OECS attached to Jacksonville makes sense. We have Savannah here. I know the brother has connection to Panama. So everything in Southeast USA is lining up. But it is harder to explain how it is very hard to organize black people in the USA and to get finances and paperwork and passports to travel and still be safe. It's a work in progress, but that's why we're having the call. But this Southeast USA, I think, is getting ready to do something international and consistent with Curacao and the countries we mentioned. But we also have Africa, of course, that needs their headquarters. We need USA headquarters to be firmly established, and we need everything documented and electronic. But I think we could complete the call. I don't know if Brother Ross Kimian is busy. He hasn't spoken at all. But we can conclude the call I don't know. Go ahead. Go ahead, President Lamar. Well, I don't know, President Lamar, Brother Marlon. That's President Lamar of Detroit, UNIA. Detroit is the second largest black city in the USA, and historically they have a lot of influence in the culture and business of Black America. Go ahead, President Lamar. Are you there? Um,
Hello, hello. You hear me?
Anyone who wants to speak, can go ahead.
Colombians can be a good target too. There is after Brazil, they got more black people. They are a little bit united, not so big, good united, but
How many would you
they
say,
are.
brother? How many would you say are in Colombia? Because they give us different
There's
numbers.
only a couple of millions.
Yeah, they give us 5 to 15
Yeah,
million. 5 to 15 million is what they're reporting online.
yeah, but the black people in Colombia, they are a group. They are not so well organized, but they
Mhm.
I would say that They are more about surviving. They are teaching people the heritage of Africa. They look job for them, shows us things, but not really to unite, to fight for identity, things like that. But I got good relation with the people of the government of Colombia.
Yeah,
One of
the
them
vice
went to my
president.
house when he was visit Curacao. So I got connection with them too.
Yeah, we need that Spanish section of black people. You Haiti,
But
even
that
hopefully.
problem with those people, they speak only Spanish. They don't speak nothing English.
Okay,
Nothing.
we'll
And it's
figure it
very
out.
difficult to put them in groups.
We'll figure it out, brother. Yeah, okay. I don't know if there's anything else to say. We This is our basically going to be Eastern Conference, and there's going to be a Western Conference in USA. We could add Africa going forward, or we can message them in private or face to face to start getting them everything moving. But my area in Florida is going to be key. I'm going to get off the phone and I'm going to study the U.S. stock market. Over here, they could give you if you have good credit, a good report. They could give you $2,000, $5,000. You could invest it, you get a daily return, and then you could use that for Faka Rock and agriculture. You could put money together to send people on plane trips and diplomatic records, and we could put money together to send people on trips and establish conferences and things like that the UNIA used to do. And I think it's important to note, just like Faka Rock, Marcus Garvey was offering shares, but that was at a time before the stock market was popular and trading. He was trying to establish a black stock market with only black companies, where we would have been able to trade daily and shares and based on the fluctuations and make profit daily at a snap of a finger. So that's what people are doing with white companies. But we're going to get there with black companies eventually. But this is where it starts, and I know that there's a lot of intimidation with the U.S. government, but with the white supremacy. But we're still moving, and we're going to get where we need to go. I don't know. I don't know if they want to overwrite the Constitution and put Trump in for life or whatever. But this administration is going to go if they follow the Constitution. So we just got to keep moving forward. And I'm going to do my part in bringing the people from Africa to participate and reach out to them and keep hammering away. But this was just trying to get everybody on one page. And I thank you all for doing picking up the phone. Thank you.
Okay, guys, we're gonna leave.
All right. If anybody else has anything to say,
You guys heard about me and the future.
okay. Okay. Anybody else have anything to say before we exit? All right. I can end the call. Thank you, everybody. I'll follow up. All right. God bless.